Good day, guys. This is April 15, 2026 tutorial session. I just want to see more people join the live stream, and I want to share the live stream to other social media platforms. Mm, Hopefully, I will see more people joining. This is April 15, 2026 tutorial session. And I know I said today's session is for students in grade 10 to 12, but everybody's welcome to join the live stream if you are in grade one, if you are in grade one, grade two, grade three, grade eight, grade 12, you're welcome to join the live stream. I'm going to be sharing my whiteboard soon, and then I'll be talking about something that's a little bit different from what we've been doing in the tutorial sessions. Okay, let me talk about polynomial. Let me talk about the synthetic division, polynomial and synthetic division. Okay, I can see that we have two more people on the live stream. If you are a student, you can just put your name on the live stream and you can tell me what grade you are in. You can just say hi to me in the chat box. I will appreciate that. I'm going to share my screen very soon. Yeah, I believe everyone should be able to see my screen now. So I'm going to talk about polynomials. Let's talk about polynomials. Let me talk about the synthetic division of polynomial. There are two types of division for dividing polynomials. We have long division and we have synthetic division. I don't know what's going on with my pen. Let me open a new note. Don't know what's going on with my pen. I'm coming. I'm coming. Just give me a minute. I'm going to figure this out now. I don't know why the pen is not working. Hold on. Oh my god, why is my pen not working? I'm coming. Come on, let me share my OneNote again. Okay, we are back. So it's April 15. Sorry for the long delayed process. 15 2026 tutorial session. And I said I'll be talking about polynomials, synthetic division. Okay. So for example, let's say we're dividing x squared, x cubed plus 5x squared plus 2x minus 8 divided by x plus 2. So if we're using synthetic division, we know when we write the divisor, x plus 2 equals 0, right? So x will be equals to minus 2. So in synthetic division, we draw like a table like this, and the divisor will be written outside like this as minus 2. And then we'll write the quotient, the coefficient of each of the dividend. So in this case, we can rewrite this as 1x cubed plus 5x squared plus 2x minus 8. So this is the coefficient of x cubed, this is the coefficient of x squared, this is the coefficient of x. So if we write it like this, we write it as 1, 5, 2, and minus 8. Okay. So now, anytime we want to use synthetic division to divide polynomials, we always bring down the first number in the dividend. Okay. So the first number here is 1. So we bring it as here as 1. Okay. So now we multiply this one with this one. So minus 2 times 1 will give us minus 2. Okay. So when we do that, we add it up to the next coefficient of the divisor. So 5 plus minus 2 is the same thing as 5 minus 2, which will give us plus 3. Now we'll do minus 2 times 3. Minus 2 times 3 will give us minus 6. So we'll write minus 6 here. Okay. So now we add it up. 2 plus minus 6 is the same thing as 2 minus 6. So 2 minus 6 will give us minus 4. Okay. So now we have negative 2 times negative 4 will give us positive 8. Okay. So negative 8 plus 8 will give us 0. So this one here will be the remainder. So therefore, we can say that x plus 2 is a factor of x cubed minus plus 5x squared plus 2x minus 8. So now when we want to write the answer out, we'll write it, we can write it from the back. So the back of this one will be minus 4. Then this one will be x. This one will be plus 3x. And then this one will be x squared. We don't need to write it as 1. 1x squared and x squared is the same thing. Okay. So therefore we'll say that x plus 3x squared, plus 5x squared plus 2x minus 8 divided by x plus 2 will give us x squared plus 3x plus 4. Also, if you look at this x squared plus 3x plus 4, this is a quadratic equation that can still give us more factors of this. So when we solve x squared plus 3x squared plus 4 by a factorization method, this is a this is B, this is C, right? So we know that to get the product, it is A times C. A times C is x squared times 4. That's 4x squared. So the sum is the one in the middle, which is 3x. So we are going to look for two factors that if we multiply those two factors together, will give us 4x squared. And if we sum those two factors together, will give us 3x. So I will say that 4x times x will give us what we are looking for. So that will be 4x 4x times x will give us 4x squared. 4x plus x will give us 5x. So this is not correct. So now let's try 4x. Let's try 4x and minus x. Okay. Sorry, this is minus 4, not plus 4. Okay. So if we try it now, if we do we can now do it 4x and minus x. Okay. If we do 4x, sorry. If we do 4x times minus x, we should get minus 4x squared. So if we do 4x plus minus x, will give us 4x minus x, will give us 3x. So these two factors fit it. So it will be 4x and minus x. Okay. So when we are writing it inside, it will be we'll write it this way. We'll write it as x squared. Okay. Minus x plus 4x minus 4. So x is common between these two. You can use x to divide these two. So x squared divided by x is x. Minus x divided by x will give us minus 1. This one we have plus 4x minus x. Then we use plus 4 to divide 4x, it will give us x. If we use minus 4 divided by 4, will give us minus 1. So the factors are x minus 1, x plus 4. Okay. So this is the answer we get from dividing this polynomial. So I want us to try this one. I want us to try something like this. Let's do x cubed minus 3x squared minus 11x plus 6 divided by x minus 3. So we know that x minus 3 equals to 0 will give us x equals 3, right? So now let's draw the table out like this. So we write this on top. This will be 3. So now this is 1x cubed. X cubed and 1x cubed will still be the same thing. So we're going to write the coefficient of each of these terms on top. So this will be 1. Okay. This is minus 3. Let me space it well. This is minus 3. This is minus 11. And this is 6. Okay. So like I said before, the first time you just drop it. So this will be 1. 3 times 1 is 3, right? So you write it here. Minus 3 plus 3 will give you 0. 3 times 0 is 0. Okay. Minus 11 plus 0 will give us minus 11. 3 times minus 11 will give us minus 33. 6 plus minus 33 will give us minus 27. Okay. So this will be it. So now if you want to write out the answer, we're going to write out the answer like this. Right, this one will be the remainder. Okay. So we can say that s minus 3 is not a factor of s cubed minus 3x squared minus 11x plus 6. So if we write it from the back, this will be minus 11. This will be 0x. And this will be x squared. So our answer, we can write it as x squared minus 11. Okay, so that will be the answer. So I want us to try something that is a little bit complicated. Let's try something like this. So let's say we have 2x raised to power 5 minus 3x raised to power 4 minus 11x raised to power 3 plus 18x squared plus 4x minus 8 divided by x minus 2. So this will be 2 into minus 3 minus 11, 18, 4, and minus 8. Okay. So the divisor will be x minus 2 equals 0 will be x equals 2, right? So we have 2 here. So like I said, the first number will always be brought down. We don't tamper with it. Okay. So now you multiply this with this one. 2 times 2 will give us 4. Okay. So now, oh boy. Sorry. So now we have minus 3 plus 4 will give us plus 1. So now we'll do 2 times 1 will give us 2. So minus 11 plus 2. Minus 11 plus 2 will give us minus 9. So 2 times minus 9. So what you do is you multiply you for the first one, the first coefficient, to bring it down. Whatever you bring down, you multiply it with the divisor. You write it to the next one. You add it up together. You get your answer. Now what you do again, you multiply it back with the divisor. Whatever you get, you write it down here. You add this up together, and then you bring this one down. Then now you are going to multiply 2 with minus 9 now. So minus 9 times 2 will give us minus 18. So 18 plus minus 18 will give us 0. Okay. So now 2 times 0 will give us 0. Okay. So now 4 plus 0 will give us 4. Right? 2 times 4 will give us 8. Minus 8 plus 8 will give us 0. So in this case, if we write it out from the back, this is the remainder. The last number that you get on this table will always be the remainder. So we write it from the back. This is plus 4, 0x plus minus 9x squared. Okay, minus 9x cubed plus 2x raised to power 4. So that's how you write it. So therefore, you can say that 2x raised to power 5 minus 3x raised to power 4 minus 11x cubed plus 18x squared plus 4x minus 8 divided by x minus 2 will give us 2x raised to power 4 plus s. Wait, let me write it properly. Does it give us 2x raised to power 4 plus s cubed minus 9x squared plus 4. You don't need to write it 0x. Oh, thank you. I think that's Dominion there. Dominion, thank you for joining. Albert, thank you for joining. I thank Ati White for joining. Thank Penny, I see you. Thank you. So Dominion, which topic do you want me to talk about? And if you want me to talk about any topic, you can put it in the chat box for me, okay? I'll be waiting for you. So I will do another example for the meantime. We have x raised to power 5 minus 3x cubed plus 2x minus 9 divided by x plus 2. So we do this one. Let's do it like this. So we have it as 1. So it's written as x raised to power 5 plus 0 x raised to power 4, yeah, plus 3x cubed plus 2 plus 0x squared plus 2x, okay, minus 9. So we have it as 1, 0, sorry, 1, 0, 3, 0, 2, minus 9. X plus 2 equals to 0. So that will be x equals to minus 2. So now we have it as minus 2, right? So I told you that we'll bring down the first one. This will be 1. Minus 2 times 1 will be equals to minus 2. So 0, 0 plus minus 2 is equals to minus 2. Minus 2 times minus 2 is equals to plus 4. Okay? So 3 plus 4 will give us 7. Minus 2 times 7 will give us minus 14. 0 plus minus 14 will give us minus 14. Minus 2 times minus 14 will give us plus 28. Okay? So 2 plus 28 will give us 30. 30 times minus 2 will give us minus 60. Okay? Minus 9, minus 9 minus 16 will give us minus 69. So this is what we get. So this is the remainder. Okay? So if that's the remainder, our answer will be, this is 30 x squared s cubed s to the power 4. So it will be equals to x raised to the power 4 equals to x raised to the power 4 minus 2x cubed plus 7x squared minus 14x plus 30. Okay. Dominion, if you have anything that you want me to talk about, let me know. Let me know, okay? If you are still on the live stream. If I don't get anything from you, I'll just keep going. So number 6. So let me do one more. So let's say we're given a question like this, given that x is equals to minus 1 is a root of the root of x raised to power 4 plus s cubed minus 7x squared minus x plus 6. It says find all roots. So we're given that x equals minus 1 is a root. So now we can use synthetic division in this case. So we use synthetic division. Let's draw the table out like this. Look at the minus 1 we have. 1, 1, -7, -1, 6. Okay. So -1 times, no, let's bring down this is 1. Okay. So -1 times 1, -1 times 1 will give us -1. 1 plus -1 will give us 0. Okay. -1 times 0 will give us 0. -7 plus 0, -7 plus 0 will give us -7. Okay. So -1 times -7 will give us +7. So -1 plus 7 will give us +6. -1 times 6, -1 times 6 will give us -6. 6 plus -6 will give us 0. Okay. So this is the remainder. So we can say that definitely that x equals -1 is the root of x raised to the power 4 plus s cubed minus 7x plus s squared minus x plus 6. So this is the remainder. So therefore, we'll say that the answer is equals to s cubed minus 7x plus 6. Okay. So in this case, we can still see, let's still divide it by x because this one can still be broken down further. So let's divide further. Let's divide further by x plus 1. So I will do it by, sorry, I will do another synthetic division again. So we have 1, 0, -7, and 6. So we say, let's say x is equals to -1. Okay, we bring down this is 1. Okay. So -1 times 1 will give us -1. Okay. 0 plus -1 will give us -1. -1 times -1 will give us +1. -7 plus 1 will give us -6. -1 times -6 will give us +6. Okay. So 6 plus 6 will give us 12. So in this case, the remainder is 0. Okay. So we can say that the answer is x squared minus x minus 6. Okay. So we have it as x squared. This one is the remainder here. So we have it as x squared minus x minus 6. This quadratic equation can be broken down to get more factors. Okay. So if we do that, let's do this by factorization method. So if we do it as we can do it as x squared minus 3x plus 2x minus 6. So x will divide these two, that'll be x minus 3. So plus 2 we divide these two, it will be 2x divided by 2 is x, sorry, and then minus 6 divided by 2 will give us -3. So we have it as x plus 2 is equals to 0, or x minus 3 is equals 0. So therefore we can say, because we used x plus 1 to divide it twice, so what we have is x plus 1, x plus 2, x minus 3. So therefore the roots are x is equals to -1, which makes it a double root, and then we have minus 2 and minus 3. So that's the answer for that. So I want to factorize this type of polynomial completely. For example, let's say we are asked to factorize this polynomial completely. Which number is this? Number 6. Let's go number 7. Factorize this polynomial completely. So we have it x cubed plus 3x squared minus 4x minus 12. So in this case, we are not given any hint of what we use to divide it with. So in this case, we can group the two terms. Okay. So we have it s cubed. Let me write it again. Plus 3x squared minus 4x minus 12. So we'll group these terms. Okay. So when you group it like this, we look for what is common between them to divide each other. So if x squared can divide both these two, yeah. So we use x squared, s cubed divided by x squared will give us x. Okay. And then plus 3x squared divided by x squared. Plus 3x squared divided by x squared will give us plus 3. X plus 3. Okay. And then we have minus 4. Minus 4 divided by minus 4x and minus 12. Minus 4x divided by minus 4 is plus x, okay? And then minus 12 divided by minus 4 will give us plus 3. Okay. So we have it as x squared minus 4 and then x plus 3. So if we look at this x squared minus 4, we consider this an example of difference of two squares. Okay. So x squared minus 4 is a difference of two squares. So this is written as s minus 2 and s plus 2. So we can see that when you factorize this polynomial completely, the answer you get is x minus 2 into x plus 2 into x plus 3. Okay, so I'll say the roots are x is equals to plus 2, minus 2, and minus 3. Okay. Another question you might be given like this: to find, in this case, you might be asked to find the remainder. Find the remainder when f of x. Let me write this when f of x on this line. When f of x is equals to x raised to power 5 minus 3x cubed plus 2x minus 9 is divided by x minus 2. Okay. So if we want to find the remainder, what we do is that the divisor which is x minus 2, equate it to 0. That says x is equals to minus 2. So now you sub x is equals to minus 2 into this. So that will be f of minus 2 is equals to minus 2 raised to power 5 minus 3 into minus 2 raised to power 3 plus 2 into minus 2 minus 9. Okay, so minus 2 raised to power 5 will give us minus 32. Okay, so minus 2 raised to power 3 will give us minus 8. Minus 3 times minus 8 will give us plus 24. Okay, and then we have plus 2 times minus 2 will give us minus 4 minus 9. So now let's do no. If s minus 2 is equals to 0, then s is supposed to be equals to plus 2 now. Sorry for that mistake. So s is equals to 2. We're equating it into this one. So sorry for the mistake I made. So that will be f of 2 is equals to 2 raised to power 5 minus 3 into 2 raised to power 3 plus 2 times 2 minus 9. So 2 raised to power 5 will give us 32. 2 raised to power 3 is 8. 8 times minus 3 will give us minus 24. 2 times 2 is 4, and then we have minus 9. So 32 plus 4 will give us 36. 32 plus 4 will give us 36. Minus 24 minus 9. Minus 24 minus 9 will give us minus 33. So 36 minus 33 will give us 3. Okay. So that's it for that question. So let me do another one. So for example, let's say we have a question like this. I believe this is number 9. We have that p of x is equals to x raised to power 3 minus 2x squared plus x minus 1. And then we are asked to find p of p of 1, no, find p of 2, okay, plus p of minus 1. Okay, so let's find p of 2. So that will be 2 raised to power 3 minus 2 raised to power into 3 all squared plus 2 minus 1. So 2 raised to power 3 will give us 8 minus 2. 3 squared, that's 9, plus 2 minus 1. So we have 8 minus 2 times 9 will give us minus 18 plus 2 minus 1. 8 plus 2 is 10. Minus 18 minus 1 is minus 19. So 10 minus 19 will give us minus 9. So now I want to do p of minus 1. So p of minus 1 will be like this. So this will be minus 1 raised to power 3 minus 2 into minus 1 squared plus minus 1 minus 1. Okay, so minus 1 raised to power 3 is still minus 1. Minus 1 squared will be 1. Minus 2 times 1 will be minus 2. Okay, and then minus 1 minus 1 minus 1 will give us minus 2. So we have -1, -2 will give us -5. Okay. Go enter my camera. So therefore we'll say that P of 2 plus P of -1 will be equals to -9 -5. Okay. So in that case, that will give us -14. Or let's assume we have something like this. Number 10. We have s cubed minus 4x. S cubed minus 4x. Okay. So what is common between these two is x. If we divide through by x, we get x squared minus 4. This is difference of 2 squared. So we have x into x squared minus 2 squared, right? This will be, we know the value of 2 squared will be x minus 2 into x plus 2. Okay, so this will be the answer for that. So I'm going to divert. I'm hoping that I still have some kids that are watching. Let me teach them about rounding up. So when we're talking about rounding up, whenever we have numbers in the range from 0 to 4, you add nothing. Okay. But when you add numbers, have numbers in the range of 5 to 9, you add 1. So for example, if you have a number like this, 504, and then you are asked to round up to the nearest tens. Round up to the nearest tens. So when you write 504, this is 100 tens, unit, or ones. Okay, this is, I call it unit. So this is the number that is on the tens place. This is the number we are considering. This is the number that is the center of focus, right? But if you look at the number behind it, the number behind it is what will determine if we are going to add 0 to it or we add 1 to it. And you can see that 4 falls in the range of 0 to 4. So in this case, we are not going to add anything to 0, and then this now becomes negligible, it becomes insignificant. So rounding up 504 to tens will become 500. Okay. For example, let's say we have something like this, 792, and we want to round up to the nearest hundreds. Want to round up to the nearest 100. Okay. So we want to round up to the nearest 100. This is 100, tens, and units. Okay. Now this is the center of focus. Okay. But if you look at the number behind it, it's the number behind it that will determine if we add something to it or we add nothing to it. Okay, so 9 falls in the range of 5 to 9. So we are going to add a plus 1 to 7. So if we add a plus 1 to 7, then this one will become negligible. They will become 0. So 7 plus 1 is 8. So rounding up 792 to the nearest 100 becomes 800. Okay. So for example, I want to do numbers that have decimal places. Okay. So let's say we have a number like this, 5.842. So let's say we want to round it up to one decimal place. Okay. Two decimal places. And then we want to round it up to a whole number. In this case, 5.842. So the decimal place are the numbers at the back of the point. This is one decimal place. This is two decimal place. This is three decimal place. Okay. So we have this is the number that is in focus. Now this number we are considering. Okay. And 4 falls in the range in the number in between the range of 0 to 4, right? So in this case, we are not going to add anything to 8. So and this 4 and 2 becomes negligible. So our answer will be 5.8. So now to two decimal places now. We have 5.842. Okay. So this is the point where center of focus. And we have 2. 2 falls in the range of 0 to 4. So we're not going to add anything to it. So so it will be 5.84. Okay, we don't add the 2 to it. The 2 becomes negligible. So now let's say we want to add round up to the nearest whole number now. So we want to round up to the nearest whole number. So the whole numbers are the numbers before the point. So this is the number that is in focus. We only have one number before the point, which is 5. And the number that will influence if we add 1 or nothing to it is the first number after the point. So because we have 8, 8 is in the range of 5 to 9. So we add a plus 1 to it. So rounding up 5.842 to a whole number becomes 6. Okay. So I want to do something a little bit different. Let me do one more. So let's say we want to round up 406.1935. Okay. So we want to round up to the nearest 100. Round up to the nearest 100. Round up to the nearest. No, let me put it to the nearest tenth. 100 and 1,000. So if we want to label everything, we have 406.1935, right? This is 100, tens, unit, tenth, okay, 100, okay, 1,000, tens of thousands. Okay. So now this is the 10th place, right? So this is the center of focus. The number right behind the 10th place is 9. So because we have 9, 9 falls in the range of number from 5 to 9. We add plus 1 to this one. So when we add plus 1, so we have in the for the rounding up 406.1935 to 10th place gives us 406.2. Okay. Now we'll do to the 100th place. This is the 100th place. Okay. So this is the center of focus. 3 is the number right behind of 9. 3 falls in the range of 0 to 4. So we are not going to add anything to 9. So we have it as 406.19. So now let's round up to 1000. This is the center of focus now. Okay. So we have 5 right behind 3. So that means we're going to add a plus 1 to 3 because when you have numbers range from 5 to 9, you add plus 1 to the number right before it. So this will be 406.194. Okay. So this will be all for today's live stream. I appreciate everyone who turned out to the live stream. I thank you guys for coming, for showing up. And I hope you guys were able to gain one or two things or the other. I hope if you've not subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. Make sure you like all my videos, share my videos, and I hope you all have a great day. Bye. Peace out.